Hello and welcome. My name is Meepolis, they, she, he. And today we are looking at Kimiko Does Cancer, a graphic memoir by Kimiko Tobimatsu and Keet Geniza. Published by Vancouver publisher Arsenal Pulp Press in 2020. Content notes for Cancer and Immunity. Flipping to the back of the book, this creative duo describes themselves as, quote, Keet Geniza is an illustrator and comic artist born and raised in Manila. She moved to Toronto in 2006 and has since immersed herself in zines and comics as a way to document her struggles as a queer immigrant woman of color. Kimiko Does Cancer is her first book, end quote. And Kimiko Tobimatsu, quote, is an employment and human rights lawyer by day. Kimiko Does Cancer is her first book, end quote. What keywords came to mind reading this beautiful, concise work? Illness, family, relationships, queerness, age, medicine, gender, work, and survival. And the summary is, quote, at the age of 25, Kimiko Tobimatsu was a young, queer, mixed-race woman with no history of health problems whose world was turned upside down when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. In an instant, she became immersed in a new and complicated life of endless appointments, evaluations, and treatment, and difficult conversations with her partner and parents. Kimiko knew that this wasn't what being 25 was supposed to be like, but then she didn't have a choice. With tender illustrations by Keet Geniza, Kimiko Does Cancer is a graphic memoir that upends the traditional cancer narrative from a young woman's perspective, confronting issues such as dating well in menopause, navigating work and treatment, and talking to well-meaning friends, healthcare professionals, and others with cancer survivors with viewpoints different from her own. Not one for pink ribbons or runs for the cure, Kimiko seeks connection with the cancer community while also critiquing the mainstream cancer experience. Honest and poignant, Kimiko Does Cancer is about finding one's way out of a health crisis. End quote. A book with a clear mission, and not a centimeter of room was wasted. This is a potent and very personal story. The art felt a bit reminiscent of Fun Home, but different enough that it didn't feel like a knockoff. Plus, it really does seem to fit with Kimiko's personality. And for such a highly focused and personal narrative, Kimiko Does Cancer manages to pack quite the diverse punch. Kimiko is unafraid to examine her experience of cancer through the lenses of gender, sexuality, class, and age. A lawyer in Canada, Kimiko does not lack access to treatment, but is honest about the ignorance she has run into with how heteronormative medicine is and all. Being a biracial woman in a place like Toronto, I'm not surprised at how much racial diversity was present, but it's important. And there is, of course, some discussion of Kimiko's struggle of being a young working professional who is also undergoing major medical treatment. I also appreciated Kimiko's insight into and commentary on the mainstream cancer narratives as compared to her own, as well as the way she highlighted her experience with menopause and the question of fertility. To conclude, I found this book extremely informative and engrossing. So short, it's hard not to just universally recommend. 5 stars. Bye, y'all. Keep reading and organize to end capitalist oppression. And as always, Literally Graphic is created on land that should be given back to the traditional landholders, which in this case is, to my knowledge, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, Anishinaabe people, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat Nation.